Hi guys, welcome to my channel. As you could probably tell, if you've read the headline already, I'm going to do another knife review today, and it is on a Spyderco knife. This knife hasn't been out for too long, but long enough that I've gotten a chance to use it. I was going to do an unboxing video, but I don't know, I think sometimes those are boring, and to be honest I couldn't wait to open it. So anyway, let's open this sucker up. It is the Spyderco Manix XL. Get rid of that. This is an amazing knife. It is extremely well built. Just everything about it is really solid. It feels nice and sturdy. It's got some weight to it, but that's to be expected with a knife this big. It's very similar to the Manix 2. Or any of the Manix series actually, just much bigger. Also has full flat grind, unlike the Manix 2, unless you get the sprint run of the Manix 2 that did have a full flat grind on it. The blade it's about 3.8 inches, I think 3.85, which is about a half an inch longer than the Manix 2's blade. It's got some really nice G10 scales. They're probably like a medium or maybe an upper, like a medium-high traction G10. Very good quality G10. You can tell the difference between good quality G10 and poor quality G10. As you can probably already see, just like the Manix 2, it does have the ball bearing lock in the back. So what it does, it's very similar to the Axis lock from Benchmade. What it does is it has a captured ball bearing in here, and as you open it, let's see if I can show you. I don't know if my camera will focus, but as you open it, this ball bearing's under spring tension here. This slide and ball bearing together. And as you open it, it opens up an area where the blade opens up, and it pushes that ball bearing up into it. So, and it's got really good positive lock. You can hear it here. So, really sturdy lockup. It feels very sturdy, and there's absolutely zero play up and down or side to side. It's just really solid. As I'm getting fingerprints all over the blade. The blade itself is my favorite steel. It's CPM S30V. I've not tried the new S35 steel, but this, at the moment of what I have, is my favorite. The previous Manix 2 was 154 cm. But I think the new ones coming out are all S30V. Everything about this knife is just big. I've got pretty good sized hands, and it fits really nicely. As you probably have already seen, there is jimping everywhere on this knife. So, and of course I'm not going to get a good focus, but all along this thumb ramp, really nice jimping. Across the back of the spine here, it's kind of a more of a round jimping, but it gives a really nice grip when you're holding on to it. But it's just not uncomfortable because it doesn't cut into your hand. So that's really nice. Also on this, I call this, I guess, a secondary choil. I don't know what it's really called, but a lot of jimping in here, really nice aggressive jimping here. And in this, what I would call a primary choil, a lot of really nice aggressive jimping, as well as something that's I think fairly unique. I don't have any other knives that do this, but down here towards the bottom, there's a lot of that, more like the top, the rounded jimping that's still really nice to hold. I think that might be, I guess it's functional either way, but maybe for reverse grip, you get some nice jimping in here. There's no jimping on the back here, but that's not really necessary. Huge lanyard hole here. Again, I've said it in some of my other videos, I really don't I don't do lanyards. It's just none of my knives have them. I don't know, not my thing, unless you get into a big chopper where you want the lanyard around your wrist so it doesn't go anywhere. Other than that, I don't know, they have their place, just not for me. When I first got this knife, the slide here that actuates the locking mechanism was really stiff. So I mean, you can fling it out pretty good, which is pretty good for such a big blade. You can fling it out, but when I went to close it, I was really having kind of a hard time because this was really stiff, and it wasn't really something I was used to, having to kind of pinch the blade between my fingers and my thumb here and try to actuate this both sides, because just doing one didn't really do it. So you have to kind of pinch both sides. I'm a lot better now than I was. But part of that is that this is starting to loosen up really nicely, so it's definitely smoothed out, and I just kind of have gotten used to it, I think. With the Manix 2, it's much smaller, so when you go to actuate the locking mechanism, the base here would fit really nice into the meat of your hand, and you can kind of push against it as you pulled it down with the Manix 2. This one's a little bit bigger. I can still do that. I just have to get used to being a little lower on my thumb here, and then you still have real good leverage there. But just something to get used to. Not a big deal. If you have small hands, you probably will struggle with this, to be honest. I don't really see, unless this really loosens up a lot more. I mean, it's pretty good now. You would have to just kind of pinch it like this to actuate it instead of trying to use any of the bottom part here. Not a big deal though. As I said, this is a big knife. I don't mind carrying a big knife as long as I'm wearing some jeans or something. Slacks, this isn't going to cut it. It's heavy and it's big, and it's not going in my slacks. Jeans, perfectly fine. I know a lot of people have big issues with big heavy knives for kind of an everyday carry. Not a big deal for me. I do it all the time. I recently, it's not as big, but I switched over to the Paramilitary 2 recently. I picked this up after, but I've been kind of carrying both off and on, and to be honest, not a big difference when I'm wearing jeans. This is much lighter and smaller. As far as comparisons for this knife, I've kind of picked out a few at varying price points, so to kind of compare size and kind of function as well. So the first one, and probably the most similar that I have to this knife right now, is one that I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with, and it's the Cold Steel Recon 1. Size and function wise, this knife really kind of matches up to philosophies of use. Both are hard use folders. This one is I mean, it's a little less expensive, and the steel is it's a little softer, so maybe not as brittle, but you'd have to sharpen it more often. However, and the lockup is really positive on this. I mean, I'm still you still have to kind of work at it to get that thing to disengage. Really positive lockup on that. Size-wise, they're very similar, although the Manix XL is heavier. Part of that, I think, is because the Recon doesn't have any liners. I'm getting a battery light flashing, so I'll probably lose you. Another one to compare, I'll just leave this one out actually. Another one to compare is a much cheaper one. I actually had this knife and replaced this with the Recon 1. This is my camping kind of beater folder, and I don't know if you can see, I beat the heck out of it a little bit. Not too bad, I guess. I used it pretty hard. This one's much cheaper. The scales are kind of a plastic. They don't really give much traction. The shape of the knife is where you get your traction in this, and it does have some jimping on the back. You have to sharpen this all the time because it doesn't hold a great edge. This is about a $20 knife. Recon 1's about a $60 knife. Retail on the Spyderco Manix XL, I think retail is about $164. However, if you look around, you can get them about $100 online, if you can find them. They're starting to be in shorter supply. Oh, I did want to say that the blade on this is about a ½ inch longer than the Manix 2, so gives you kind of an idea if you own the Manix 2 now. Doesn't really, not really kind of the same, not really the same purpose, but here it is next to a Spyderco Police. Anyway, I think I'm going to lose my battery, so I'm going to end the video there. If you like my videos, please subscribe. I got a lot more stuff coming. I'm actually right now I'm surrounded by a whole bunch of stuff I like to review. Just kind of a quick preview. I do have this 511 Torini Karambit that I want to review. Not a lot of reviews out there, but there are a few. I have a helmet cam that I take to the dunes with me. I'm going to do some more videos with that. A lot of weird knives, some very unique, interesting knives, different bags and gear, and a lot of guy stuff. Sorry, ladies, if you are watching this channel, but most of this I would call guy stuff. I look forward to doing a bunch and just kind of getting started in it, and I'm going to try to do maybe 1 or 2 a week. I do definitely want to get a better camera. As you can tell, it's a little grainy, so that'll be at some point maybe getting something a little better, or maybe just better lighting to help with that graininess. Anyway, if you like the channel, please subscribe and be looking for more videos. Thank you very much.